Before there was the United States of America, before the 13 colonies became a nation, there lived a man whose life would be woven into the fabric of the Revolution. His name was Joel Grout, farmer, husband, father, soldier, public servant, and patriot. This is his story. Joel Grout was born March 6, 1734, the sixth child out of 14 to John and Joanna Grout in Lunenburg, Massachusetts Bay Colony. He entered a world still governed by the British Crown, where life was shaped by hard work, faith, and family. As a young boy, Joel learned the skills necessary to survive on the New England frontier. He grew up among forests, farms, and small settlements that were steadily pushing westward into the wilderness. But little did he know that he would live through the most extraordinary periods in American history. On October 9, 1756, Joel married Sarah Hudson, the daughter of William Hudson. Together they began a partnership that would last more than 40 years. Joel and Sarah settled in Petersham, Massachusetts, where they raised a large family. 12 children would be born into their household, 6 girls, 6 boys. The Grout family was filled with sounds of family life, but the peace of New England would soon be interrupted by growing tensions with Great Britain. By the 1770s, resentment against British rule was spreading throughout Massachusetts. New laws, restrictions, and military occupations stirred anger amongst the colonists. Men gathered in meeting houses and taverns, discussing liberty and self-government. Joel Grout listened as the events unfolded around him. Then came April 19, 1775. Word spread quickly across Massachusetts. British troops had marched on Lexington and Concord. The first shots of the American Revolution had been fired. Joel Grout answered the alarm call. On April 19, 1775, he marched as a citizen, a patriot, under Captain Matthias Holt's company, joining countless ordinary citizens who left their homes to defend their rights and liberties. These men were not professional soldiers. They were fathers, neighbors, blacksmiths, and farmers. Yet, they were willing to risk everything for the cause of freedom. An average soldier during this time would carry a musket, a bayonet, ammunition, a blanket, and some personal supplies. Oftentimes, they would march 20 miles or more a day. The British did not fight alone. They brought in a large group called Haitians. These were roughly 30,000 German soldiers rented by the British to fight in the American Revolution, making up roughly a quarter of the British land forces. They were feared for their fierce discipline, but many eventually deserted or integrated into American society post-war. 2 years later, the war had intensified. On July 28, 1777, Joel, now 43, enlisted officially as a private in Captain Ephraim Stockwell's company, part of Colonel Job Cushing's regiment. Captain Stockwell was more than just a commander. He was Joel's brother-in-law, making this service a family commitment to the cause of independence. American militia gathered under General John Stark. Facing them were not just the British, but trained German Haitian soldiers and loyalist forces. On August 16, 1777, the Battle of Bennington erupted in Vermont. The fighting was fierce. The Americans attacked from multiple directions, overwhelming the enemy. Joel Grout stood among the patriot soldiers who helped secure one of the most important victories of the Revolutionary War. The American triumph at Bennington deprived British General Burgoyne of vital supplies and contributed directly to his eventual surrender at Saratoga, a turning point that helped convince France to support the American cause. The results of this battle? Americans, 30 dead, 40 wounded. The British and Germans, 207 casualties, 700 captured. Joel was discharged August 29, 1777, after 1 month of service. However, In 1778, Joel was drafted again for another term. Instead of serving himself, his oldest son, Abel, then about 20, went as his substitute in July of 1778 for 3 months. Now, substitutes were explicitly allowed and widespread during the Revolution. Men paid others, oftentimes poor men, neighbors, or families, to serve in their place. Family substitutions, sons for fathers, brothers for brothers, happened frequently, especially in tight-knit rural New England communities. It kept the family farm running while fulfilling the town's quota. Abel had already served multiple short terms himself, 1775, 1776, as a substitute for others. He was experienced. Joel's service to his country did not end on the battlefield. In 1779, he became a member of the convention that framed the Constitution of Massachusetts. This historical document remains the oldest functioning written constitution in continuous use anywhere in the world. Joel was no longer merely fighting for independence. He was helping build the government that would guide future generations. Joel later served in the Massachusetts General Court, contributing again to the civic life of the new republic. In his final years, Joel and Sarah eventually moved to New Hampshire, where he passed away on September 8, 1797, at the age of 63. Joel Grout was not a famous general. He did not sign the Declaration of Independence. His name does not appear in most history books. Yet, America was built by men like him. He answered the alarm at Lexington. He fought at Bennington. He helped frame Massachusetts' Constitution. He served his community and raised a family whose descendants would carry his story forward. Now it's time to make the connection. How exactly are you related to Joe Grout? Look at the chart, at least go to Cleo Thorne, which is Cleo Giles, and from there you should be able to find out how you're related to this revolutionary ancestor, Joel Grout.